I've had a bit of a rocky relationship with Skidoo's 1200 4TEC. In the beginning, I complained about the throttle lag off of idle, and many of you, SnowTrax viewers and die-hard Skidoo fans, did not like what I had to say. The crazy part is, I actually like the rest of this sled a lot. I think it truly embodies everything a Skidoo is supposed to be. Have my opinions changed on the motor though? We'll see. Skidoo's current product line in 2014 is almost entirely based on a common structure. The Rev XS, XR, and even the XM all share similar parts under the hood. In the case of the XR, which is Skidoo's 4-stroke platform, the tunnel and bulkhead are the same, but the motor mounting area is different than the XS, which is Skidoo's 2-stroke platform. This is necessary, of course, because the 4-stroke motor is larger and its components are laid out differently. In terms of packaging, Skidoo has done a stellar job with the XR. The motor sits extremely low, so the CG of the sled, even with the heavier 4-stroke motor inside, is also extremely low. When you look at a motor like this one, you begin to see why this is such a difficult task. There's just more stuff hanging off of this 1200 4TEC mill. Getting the motor wedged that far down in the bulkhead required moving some of the components farther away from the motor itself than would typically be considered ideal. Specifically, I'm talking about the throttle bodies, but more on that later. The XR bodywork is quite a bit different than the original XP, and, at the time, actually provided quite a bit better wind protection, especially around the knee area. This is actually one of the major deciding factors behind releasing the 2-stroke powered GTX and GSX models in the XR bodywork. Our 1200 is a TNT model, which means it doesn't include all the ultra high-tech gadgets Skidoo has become famous for. It does, however, include all the necessary features any rider will need to fully enjoy this sled on the trail, all at a much more palatable price than some of the higher-end versions. What I meant when I said this sled embodies everything a Skidoo is supposed to be was that even as a 4-stroke, the Rev XR platform, in all its iterations, rides and handles just like all other Skidoos. It corners incredibly flat, it handles with unmatched precision, and it's got the absolute best rear end ride in the business thanks to its rMotion skid frame. I would say these are the main characteristics that define a Skidoo today. When somebody asks me, what makes a Skidoo different from other brands, the first two things to pop into my head are precision handling and excellent ride quality, even from the TNT package. Now, let's talk about the big debate. The thing that has everyone riled up, and the one thing I don't like about this sled, the throttle lag. Oh, this is scary stuff, isn't it? The ideal layout for any motor is to have the throttle body located as close to the cylinder as possible. The closer it is, the less time it takes for the air to reach the cylinder when the throttle plate is opened. Because the throttle bodies are located so far from the cylinder on the XR chassis, there's a measurable wait time from when the throttle plate is open to when the air reaches the injector and the charge enters the cylinder. This is called throttle lag. You can love me or you can hate me, doesn't matter. It's a real thing, and as I've said in the past, it's annoying. Most people who ride only a 1200 4TEC adapt to the lag and eventually don't notice it at all. But when you're like us, and you have the ability to test things back to back in a quest to find the best of the best, this trait jumps out at you right away. Here's the good news. Once you get past the lag on initial tip-in from idle, this motor is a powerhouse. It's got incredible bottom end and posts top speed numbers that rival many sleds with way more horsepower. Clearly, Skidoo knows how to make a 4-stroke motor. They just need to find more room inside this XR bulkhead for those throttle bodies. That would solve the lag problem, and this would likely become our favorite 4-stroke ever. All in all, I really like the MXZ 1200 4TEC TNT. I find it comfortable to sit on, it's warm, it's fast, it handles amazing, and its rMotion skid frame provides arguably the smoothest ride money can buy. Are there things about this sled I'd like to change? Of course. There's always something about every sled that I would like to tweak. In the case of the 1200 4TEC TNT though, the base XR platform is excellent and this 1200 motor is very strong, so only minor tweaks would be necessary.